This Monday is not just another day in your calendar. This Monday is different. It has arrived carrying a message, carrying a choice, and carrying the power to shift your entire direction. Most people wake up on Mondays and return to the same cycle, the same routine, the same delay, the same denial. But not this Monday. This Monday is asking something from you. It's not asking for perfection. It's asking for presence. It's asking you to finally stop running from the truth you already know inside. You have felt it. A silent discomfort, a whisper telling you this can't go on. You've noticed the distractions don't numb you like they used to. Entertainment feels hollow. The escapes feel shorter. The moments of silence are starting to get louder. This Monday is the moment that silence becomes your answer, not your enemy. Most people will waste this Monday. They'll scroll through it, sleep through it, complain through it. But this Monday is not designed for the average. This Monday is designed for those who are ready to take responsibility, not just for their day, but for their inner world. If you feel something stirring in you, even if it's small, that's the seed of transformation. And this Monday, you water it with action. You already know what needs to change. You've known it for a long time. You've repeated it in your mind. In private, when no one was watching, you've said, I'll start tomorrow. But tomorrow has lied to you. This Monday doesn't lie. It's here. And it will either be remembered as the moment you rose or the moment you let your future slip again. What is required from you is not motivation. It's not hype. It's honesty. Look at the life you've been creating, not what you pretend it is. Look clearly. This Monday is a mirror. It reflects the habits, the decisions, the stories you've been telling yourself. And then it asks, do you want to continue this way? The answer must come with action. Enough talk, enough planning. You do not lack information. You lack execution. This Monday, you either act or you betray your own potential again. And that betrayal over time becomes bitterness. You start to resent others. You start to resent life. But it was never life that betrayed you. It was your hesitation. Every great change begins with a decision, not a feeling, not inspiration. A decision to no longer tolerate weakness disguised as comfort. This Monday is your decision. There will never be a better one. Not because the stars have aligned or fate has chosen you, but because you have chosen yourself. Finally, you have wait for a sign, for a message. This Monday is that message. This Monday is divine because it reveals what you could become if you stop giving energy to who you no longer are. There is a part of you that has been sleeping. This Monday, you wake it up. Movement, through focus, through commitment. You don't need to become a new person. You need to return to the one that was buried under distraction. This is not about motivation. It's about memory. Remembering who you are, what you've survived, what you've endured, and what you've denied yourself by living small. This Monday is sacred because it invites you to live large, not in the eyes of others, but in the truth of your own alignment, chasing status, but restoring strengths. You may feel fear. Good. Fear is proof you're standing on the edge of something real. Most people avoid this edge. They back away. They talk big but act small, but not you. Not this Monday. On this Monday, fear becomes your guide, not your master. You step forward even with trembling hands because your mission is greater than your mood. This Monday is not about doing everything. It's about doing the right thing. One small action, one shift, one new rhythm that replaces the old chaos. It's not dramatic in appearance, but it's massive in meaning because it means you're no longer waiting to be saved. You've decided to save yourself. Everything changes the moment you stop outsourcing your power. And this Monday, you reclaim it, not loudly, not publicly, but deeply, inwardly. This is how self-respect is built, quietly, day by day. And it begins now. You can waste this Monday, or you can make it unforgettable. Choice is yours. The world will not pause for you to feel ready. It never has. and it never will. But this Monday, this very one, is still offering you the gift of a momentum, not because you deserve it, but because you are capable of it, and you always were. You just forgot. This is your reminder. This is your moment. This is your Monday. Now move. This Monday, you are going to look at your pain differently. No more running, no more blaming, no more hiding behind distractions. This Monday is not just another day. It's a mirror, and it's going to show you what you've been carrying. That heaviness in your chest, that silent suffering you never speak about. It's time to face it, not fear it. Because suffering is not here to punish you, it's here to wake you up. This Monday is not about pretending to be strong, it's about becoming strong through truth. And the truth is, your suffering has been trying to speak to you, but you've been too busy covering it up, too focused on staying comfortable, too distracted by noise. This Monday strips all of that away. It demands your attention. It brings you to the edge and says, look, listen, but not to break you. You don't suffer because you're weak. You suffer because you've been silent. You suffer because you've ignored the signals. And this Monday, those signals become clear. The exhaustion, the restlessness, the anger, the sadness, these are not random emotions. They're not flaws, they're messengers. And this Monday, you either face the message or stay stuck in the loop. Most people try to numb the pain. Food, scrolling, endless entertainment, even forced positivity, all to avoid the real work. But this Monday is not a time to escape. It's the moment you choose to grow. And growth doesn't happen in ease. It happens in discomfort, the kind you've been avoiding. But it's still there, and it's waiting for you to stop running. This Monday, your suffering becomes your teacher, because now you understand. It's not a curse, it's a compass. It shows you where you've abandoned yourself, where you've ignored what matters, where you've tolerated what should have been released. And once that you understand that, everything begins to shift. Not overnight, from the inside out. You don't need more motivation, you need more honesty. And honesty starts with this question: what is my suffering trying to teach me? The answer is inside you. You've just been too afraid to sit still long enough to hear it. This Monday gives you that chance to be still, to be clear, to listen, not to the world, but to yourself. And what you hear might hurt. That's okay. Pain that is acknowledged begins to release its grip. This Monday gives you the courage to look at the wound, not to judge it, but to understand it. And the moment you understand, you begin to heal, not because someone else saves you, but because you finally stop betraying your own truth. There is no healing without facing, and there is no facing without courage. This Monday is your chance to be courageous in the way that truly matters, with yourself. Stop pretending. Stop lying about how fine you are. This Monday, you take off the mask, you admit the struggle, and in doing so, you begin to reclaim your power. You are not broken. You are buried under years of ignoring your needs, under the pressure to stay strong, under the fear of feeling too much. But this Monday is the beginning of unburying, slowly, gently, with respect, not rushing the process, but also not denying it anymore. Pain is not your enemy. It's your invitation. You don't grow by avoiding the darkness. You grow by walking through it with your eyes open. This Monday invites you to walk, not run. Walk through the memories, through the silence, through the moments you tried to forget, not to suffer again, but to understand, to gain wisdom, to rise differently. This Monday is sacred because it offers you something most people reject: the chance to transform through suffering, not around it, not above it, but through it. The path of strength is not paved with comfort. It's paved with clarity. And clarity comes when you stop numbing the pain and start listening to what it's asking you to become. And what is it asking you? Become patient, to become disciplined, to become real, to stop outsourcing your happiness, to stop blaming your past, stop waiting for rescue. This Monday says clearly you are the rescue. You are the healer. You are the one who turns pain into power, but only if you face it. So this Monday, don't look away. Don't waste it pretending everything's fine. Use this day to go inward. Sit with what you've been avoiding. Let the tears fall if they need to. Let the anger speak. Let the confusion rise. Because all of it is leading you somewhere deeper, somewhere stronger, somewhere truer. This Monday, your suffering shifts. It no longer owns you. It no longer controls your choices. It becomes the fire that sharpens your awareness. It becomes the pressure that forms your discipline. It becomes the silence that reveals your voice. This Monday, you don't escape your suffering, you evolve through it. That is growth power. That is the beginning of your return. This Monday is the day to understand something you've ignored for too long. That discipline is not a punishment. Discipline is not restriction. It is not suffering. Discipline is the highest form of self-respect. It is the most direct expression of love you can offer to yourself. And this Monday, you either choose to honor that truth or continue betraying your own potential. You say you want change. You say you want peace. You say you want power. But without discipline, those words mean nothing. This Monday demands proof, not promises. It demands that you stop dreaming and start doing. And not just once, but by every day, especially on the days when motivation doesn't show up, that's when discipline speaks. The truth is simple. If you cannot control yourself, then life will control you, your cravings, your urges, your emotions. They will pull you in every direction, and you'll call it fate. But it's not fate. It's your lack of structure, your refusal to step up. This Monday, you stop giving in to comfort. This Monday, you choose what is hard, because what is hard is often what is right. Discipline means choosing the path that leads somewhere, the easy one, not the loud one, the right one. It's waking up early when your mind says sleep. It's saying no when your feelings beg for distraction. It's holding the vision when everything around you says give up. This Monday is about making those choices again and again until they become who you are. You want confidence, build it with action. You want self-esteem, earn it through discipline. Every time you do what you said you would do, you strengthen your inner foundation. Every time you break your word, you weaken it. This Monday, you must decide what kind of person you are becoming. Not in theory, but in action. Do not confuse indulgence with love. Giving yourself what feels good in the moment is not love. That's manipulation. Real love says, I know what you want right now, but I care more about who you are becoming. This Monday, be that voice for yourself. Be the one who chooses the uncomfortable path because you know it leads to peace later. You've tried shortcuts. You've tried quick fixes, and you've seen where they lead back to the same place. This Monday is not another attempt. It's a new standard. No more starting over. No more breaking promises to yourself. This discipline starts today, and it does not care how you feel. It only cares that you keep going. Most people wait for motivation. They wait to feel ready. They wait for the right time. This Monday is the time. You are not weak. You are undisciplined. And that is something you can change, not by waiting, by acting. Today, now, in this moment, make a decision and back it up with behavior. That is how growth begins. This Monday, you stop being emotional with your habits. You stop allowing mood to dictate movement. You move whether you feel like it or not. Because your future deserves consistency, not excuses. You are not here to feel good all the time. You are here to grow, and growth often feels uncomfortable. That's the point. Discipline is not glamorous. It's quiet. It's repetitive. It's showing up when no one is watching. It's choosing silence over noise, structure over chaos, purpose over pleasure. And this Monday, you choose that path not because it's easy, but because it's yours. You've lived with regret. You've tasted the consequences of laziness, of delay, of avoidance. This Monday is different. This Monday, you build something solid. Even if it's small, even if it's slow, you do not quit. You do not negotiate. You do not apologize for wanting more from yourself. The pain of discipline is temporary, but the pain of regret is endless. And you know this. You felt it, so use it. Let it fuel your decisions. Let it remind you why this Monday matters, why this one counts. It's not a restart. It's a rebirth of integrity, of strength, of direction. You're not weak. You're just out of practice. Discipline is a muscle. And this Monday, you train it. And you get back to the basics. You wake up, you breathe, you move, you complete one thing, then another. You build momentum. You stop expecting ease and you start demanding excellence from yourself. Not because the world needs it, because you do. Because somewhere inside, you're tired of the lies, tired of the cycles, tired of being almost ready. This Monday is the end of that version of you and the beginning of something sharper, something more focused, something disciplined. And the best part, you don't need anything else. No new plan, no perfect strategy. Just the decision to follow through, even when it's boring, even when it's hard, even when no one claps for you. Because this Monday, and you are not the mind, you're not doing it for approval, you're doing it for alignment. This Monday is not about hype, it's about discipline, and discipline quietly transforms everything. This Monday, it's time to understand one of the most important truths you've been ignoring. Voice you listen to is the one you become. It doesn't matter how strong your potential is. It doesn't matter how much talent you have. If the voice inside you is filled with fear, doubt, laziness, and excuses, that is what your life will reflect. This Monday, you must choose which voice leads and which one you silence. Every day, two voices speak. One pushes you forward. The other pulls you back. One tells you to rise. The other tells you to rest. One reminds you of your strength. The other convinces you you're not enough. This Monday, those voices will speak again, and your decision, conscious or unconscious, will shape your reality. Most people don't even realize they're listening to the wrong voice. The inner critic, the tired version of themselves, the defeated part that says, not today, not yet, maybe later. That voice has been given too much power, and that's why their life stays stuck. But not you. Not this Monday, because this Monday is the day you recognize the pattern and break it. This isn't about being positive all the time. It's about being honest. If the voice in your head constantly leads you to comfort, avoidance, distraction, then that voice is not serving your growth. And if it's not helping you grow, it's helping you decay. This Monday, you stop obeying the voice of limitation. You know that voice well. The one that shows up right before you start something meaningful. It whispers, you're not ready, or what's the point? But here's the truth, that voice is afraid of who you could become. And this Monday, you don't entertain fear. You move anyway. You act in spite of hesitation. You show that your commitment is louder than your doubt. This Monday, you listen for a different voice. The one that doesn't scream, speaks with calm clarity. The one that says, it's time. The one that knows you've been through enough, that you've waited long enough, that you've carried enough. And now it's time to become more than the stories you've been repeating. You are not here to live inside your head. You are here to build something real, a life, a path, a mindset. And it starts with listening to the part of you that believes even when it's quiet. Especially when it's quiet. This Monday, you tune out the noise and come back to your center. Back to that silent voice that only speaks when you're still enough to hear it. You've spent enough time giving attention to every external voice. The opinions of others, the judgments, the noise of the world. But this Monday is not about the world, it's about your inner world. The place that no one sees but controls everything you do. And if that place is chaotic, unclear, negative, then no matter what you build, it won't last. This is why this Monday is different, because now you understand what's really been holding you back. It's not your circumstances, not your past, not your surroundings. It's the voice you've believed, and belief is powerful. Belief creates habits. Belief shapes identity. Belief is everything. This Monday, you change what you believe by changing what you listen to. You cannot expect progress while feeding yourself thoughts of weakness. You cannot build consistency on the foundation of doubt. And you cannot unlock your potential if you keep giving airtime to a voice that questions it. This Monday is your moment to reclaim control over the dialogue inside your mind. And no, it's not easy, because that old voice is loud, it's familiar, it has history. But you owe yourself more than history. You owe yourself a future. This Monday, you create that future by disciplining your mind, not with force, but with focus. You redirect, you realign. Every time that old voice speaks, you replace it with truth, with direction, with purpose. You remind yourself, I am not here to play small, not anymore. This Monday is not about feeling strong. It's about deciding to be. It's not about waiting for confidence. It's about speaking it into existence. Every powerful shift begins with internal language. If you want a new life, start with a new voice. You've tried everything else. Now try this. Silence the critic. Amplify the commander. Stop living as a reaction. Start living as a response, a deliberate, focused response to your inner potential. This Monday, let that become your default, not because it's easy, but because it's right. It's time to recognize that every small thought, every quiet whisper shapes your future more than you realize. And this Monday, you write a new script. You speak to yourself with power. You move from clarity. You think with intention. No more allowing that old voice to write your story. That story ends today. This Monday is not just a day. It's the beginning of new leadership, self-leadership. It's the return of your authority over your own mind. And once your mind is aligned, your actions will follow. Your habits will change. Outcomes will shift. But it all starts inside with a voice. One that says, I'm done playing weak. One that says, I choose discipline. One that says, this Monday, I begin again with power. This Monday, you need to understand something most people will never learn in their entire life. Stillness is not weakness. Stillness is not laziness. Stillness is not giving up. Stillness is power. Deep, silent, unshakable power. And this Monday, you are being called to return to it. World will push you to move constantly, to speak, to react, to chase, to compare, to consume. And in that endless noise, you forget the one thing that truly restores your strength: being still. This Monday is your reminder that movement without meaning is not progress. That noise without direction is not wisdom. That action without awareness is not power. This Monday is not asking you to do more. It's asking you to be more by doing less. Sit, breathe, feel, listen, not to the world, to yourself. You think you need to figure everything out. You think you need to fix every problem, solve every situation, prove every point. But not this Monday. This Monday invites you to pause, to observe, to see clearly, because clarity does not come from speed. It comes from stillness. You've been running for too long, running from pain, from decisions, from silence. And what has it given you? Confusion, exhaustion, disconnection. This Monday, you don't run. You stop. You turn inward. You face what's there, not to analyze it, not to escape it, just to see it. That's where truth begins. Stillness is a mirror. It shows you exactly where you are. No lies, no filters. And that's why most people fear it, because once you stop distracting yourself, you're left with reality. This Monday is for the few who are ready to face that reality with open eyes and a calm breath. You don't need more answers. You need more awareness. You don't need another opinion. You need inner alignment. And you will not find either in noise. You find them in stillness. This Monday gives you space to ask better questions, space to feel what you've been avoiding, space to hear the voice that's been drowned out by everything else. Strength is not in how loud you speak. It's in how calmly you act. It's in the ability to hold silence without panic, to sit without needing to escape, to feel uncomfortable and not react. This Monday, that's your training, not at the gym, not at the desk, but inside your mind. Let the world spin. Let others rush. Let chaos unfold. But this Monday, you don't move until it's time. You don't speak unless it adds clarity. You don't react. You respond because you are centered. And that center is built in stillness. You've confused stillness with doing nothing, but they are not the same. Stillness is doing something very difficult, facing yourself. It is choosing depth over distraction, presence over performance. This Monday, deep. You stop floating on the surface of your life. You drop in. You feel the weight of your thoughts. And in that weight, you discover control. The mind that is always moving is never settled. It never sees clearly. It never hears what matters. This Monday, you quiet that mind, not by force, but by practice. Breath by breath, moment by moment, you don't escape, you enter. There is power in the pause. There is clarity in the quiet. And there is truth in the stillness. This Monday is not about momentum. It's about mastery. And mastery begins with the ability to be still in a storm. Look around you. Most people are addicted to noise. Wake up and immediately run mentally, emotionally, physically. They never stop. And that's why they never grow. Growth doesn't come from movement. It comes from awareness, from learning how to sit with discomfort and not let it rule you. This Monday, you sit, not because you're tired, but because you're ready to understand, ready to release, ready to reset. Stillness is not the end of the path. It's the beginning of the next one. Be honest. When was the last time you were fully present? Not with your phone, not with your plans, just with yourself. This Monday, come back. Come back to your breath. Come back to your body. Come back to the moment. That's where power lives. You've tried chasing your goals with urgency. Now try building them with presence. You've tried solving everything with effort. Now solve it with stillness. Let Monday be the proof that silence can heal, that breath can restore. That stillness is not a delay, it's preparation. You don't need to rush into the next decision. You need to sit long enough for the right one to arise. You don't need to fix everything today. You need to reconnect with what actually matters. This Monday is not about doing more. It's about knowing more about yourself. And that knowing comes from stopping, from letting go, from being still. Let this Monday become the day you finally listen, not to the world, to the voice underneath it all, the quiet one, the true one, the one that has always been there, waiting for you to be still enough to hear it. Stillness is power. And this Monday, you claim it quietly, completely. With every breath, this Monday, you stop waiting for a sign, waiting for the perfect timing, waiting for someone to say, no is your moment. Because this Monday is your moment. You've waited long enough. You've delayed long enough. And the truth is, you don't need another sign. You need to decide. You've been standing at the edge for too long, thinking, hesitating, thinking that something will push you. But life does not work like that. No push is coming. The door won't open unless you move. And this Monday is the day to move. Not because it feels easy, not because you feel ready, but because staying still is no longer an option. Every time you hesitate, you give your power away. Every time you wait for clarity without commitment, you fall deeper into confusion. This Monday is not for more thinking. It is for acting. And the longer you avoid the decision, the heavier the weight becomes. Not because the decision is hard, but because a not deciding slowly robs you of your strength. This Monday is asking you to be honest. You want to keep living on autopilot, keep repeating the same cycles, keep waking up with the same regrets, or are you ready to choose a different version of yourself? Not tomorrow, but now. That version doesn't come with inspiration. it comes with choice. And that choice begins with one clear sentence: I decide. You've been searching for something external to spark your change, a breakthrough, a revelation, a moment of divine certainty. But that's not how change works. Change happens the moment you say, I've had enough. Enough with the excuses. Enough with the doubts. Enough with postponing the life you know you're meant to live. This Monday is not another day to drift. It's a day to take control. Fully, deliberately. You already know what you need to do. That voice inside you has told you 100 times, but you keep silencing it, distracting yourself, talking about change instead of becoming it. This Monday that ends. This is the truth. Nothing is going to feel perfect. The fear won't go away. The doubts won't disappear. But the moment you decide, they lose their power. Moment you stop negotiating with your weakness, your strength takes over. This Monday is not about waiting for the fear to vanish. It's about walking through it anyway. You're not stuck. You're undecided. And that indecision is costing you your energy, your clarity, your direction. This Monday, you reclaim that energy. You draw the line. No more wondering what could be. No more living in potential. Now is the time for proof. It doesn't have to be dramatic. It doesn't have to be perfect. It just has to begin. One shift, one change, one real commitment that you follow through on, no matter what. This Monday, don't seek motivation, seek integrity. Keep your word, build momentum, and stop looking for something you already hold within you power. Everyone wants growth. Few are willing to choose it. Because growth means letting go of who you were. It means breaking patterns, saying no when it's easier to say yes, waking up earlier, working when no one is watching, speaking less, doing more. This Monday is for those who are done talking and ready to act. There is no perfect moment. That idea is a lie. There is only now. And now either becomes your trigger for transformation or another excuse. This Monday is clear. Stop asking for signs. Be the sign. Stop waiting for alignment. Choose it. Life doesn't move when you wish. It moves when you commit. And the truth is, you know all this. You've known it for a long time. You just haven't followed through. That can change now, not gradually, immediately. This Monday is your permission slip, not from someone else, from yourself. You don't need to know the entire path. You just need to take the first step, and then the next, and then the next. With each step, clarity comes. With each step, fear fades. This Monday, you don't need to escape your life. You need to engage with it. No more delay. No more maybe.